cost of ingredients here in New Zealand is absolutely outrageous. And you know what? Sometimes all you want is a sweet treat. So this is Savvy Suppers, but the dessert episode. If you've seen any of the other ones, I make 3 dinners, spend under $50 and get dinner for 2 to 3 people. Except this week, we are making 3 delicious desserts. 1 for morning tea, 1 to keep in the freezer, and 1 for a Friday night treat. These are absolute bangers and you're gonna love them. I made more than 24 portions of dessert. It all came in under $30, which means each and every portion is roughly $1.25, which ain't bad when you see what we're having. So let's get into that first dessert that's gonna serve you all week long for morning tea. Welcome back to Savvy Suppers, but guess what? This week it's not dinner, it's dessert. And this week's tiny collection of ingredients came to a whopping $30.83. It may seem absolutely extortionate, but when you break it down, it means each of these 24 portions comes in at roughly $1.25 per serving. So that ain't bad. And the first thing we're making this week is a delicious morning tea slice. So first things first, we need to make some caramel for the bottom of the cake. When you put your sugar on the stove, add a touch of water. This is a great way to stop your sugar from sticking and burning. Once it's come up to a rapid boil, let it cook for about 4 or 5 minutes until it's a little bit thicker, and then pour it in your tray. I had some fresh thyme in the garden and I thought, you know what? You are gonna go great in this dessert. So in it goes to the caramel. Empty your can of sliced peaches, and before that caramel is fully set, add in your peaches. 1 for each portion of the cake. You might have a few left, so we'll chop them up and add them to the batter. And while you're making the batter, get your oven turned on to 180 degrees so it's nice and hot. And to make this cake, I'm using veg oil because butter's absolutely extortionate and it's a great alternative. And always make sure when you're making a cake, get that tongue out for some good old concentration. Finally, because I'm using plain flour, I'm going to add in some baking powder. Pop in them last few bits of peach if you have any left. Mix it all together, and always when you're baking sweet things, add in a good pinch of salt. And I'm going to add to the top a few sliced almonds because, well, I had them in the cupboard and I thought they'll be nice on this. Pop it into bake and we've got morning tea ready. Perfect peachy slices of morning tea cake with that naughty caramel bottom and them hints of thyme. Oh, that is yum. Out of this one tray you'll easily get 12 portions, which means morning tea all week long. Welcome back to Savvy Suppers, except this week we're doing desserts. And yes, that's right, we only need 2 ingredients to make this one. You can add whatever you like, but this couldn't be simpler. We're making the most simple, no churn ice cream. 1 tub of this makes endless scoops, so whip up your cream. And when you've got it absolutely everywhere, including on yourself, and it's at soft peaks, add in your can of condensed milk. Now, if that is not the easiest recipe that's ever existed, I'm not quite sure what is. Have a quick tidy up. God, I really did get it absolutely everywhere. Just mix that condensed milk into the cream. And after about 4.5 minutes, your ice cream is ready to freeze. Pour into the tub and you can add any inclusion you like. I just defrosted a few blueberries and added a tiny bit of icing sugar and just pop a few dots on and voila, your ice cream is done. 2 litres of ice cream, ready for the freezer. Sit it in the freezer for about 6 to 8 hours and your ice cream is ready to be served. 2 main ingredients, no special equipment, and quite possibly the best ice cream you've ever seen. Oh my God, that tastes incredible. It's creamy and rich. It's perfectly sweet. Just has the best vanilla-y taste without even vanilla being in it. Oh, with spring just around the corner here in NZ, what could be a better dessert? Incredible. You should definitely give this one a go. Oh, yes. Welcome back to Savvy Suppers. This week it's all about desserts and I went to the supermarket, spent $30 and I'm making 24 portions of dessert for your weekly eating. And it's Friday night, so let's make something really naughty to have after your dinner. This chocolate self-saucing pudding could not be easier. Beat your eggs until they're super pale and fluffy. Voila. Then dump in your sugar, add in your cocoa and flour, give it a good sift so you get rid of all them lumps. And because I'm using plain flour, I'm going to add in a good teaspoon of baking powder. Finally, add in your oil and your hot water. Fold it all together and add it to your tray. Measure out your sugar and your cocoa, add in your boiling water to it, just double check you've got 310 mils, we're good. Just give it a little whisk, make sure there's no lumps, and then just do what seems completely crazy and pour it over your batter. Use a spoon so you get no dents, and in it goes for a preheated oven for 45 minutes. We'll see you soon. Guess what? I bought milk and I actually didn't need it for any of my recipes, so that means my shopping actually came to $29.24. I was under 30. She did it. Let it rest for just a few minutes because it will be hotter than the sun, but then it's time to play. And this self-saucing chocolate pudding is ready, filled to the brim with that wonderful chocolate sauce. Oh, and you know what would be great with this? A scoop of that insane homemade ice cream. And that is a Friday night win. That is the end of Savvy Suppers, the dessert week. 24 portions of amazing desserts and sweet treats, all coming in under $30, which means just over $1 for all of these. And plenty for whoever you want to share it with. Yum.